Hello, I'm heytrix. With chapter 3, we are getting an amazing, probably life-saving feature coming for when we have to roll stuff. Right now, the way we are rolling, I guess just for a week ago, we had to click a talent that we didn't like. We had to wait for the animation. Oh, I didn't want this. Actually, I probably did, but let's re-roll. And you're just sitting, waiting, re-rolling, waiting for you to hit the right stuff. This takes a while. Look at how many, 400 times this. This can easily take 1 hour, maybe 2 hour if I'm also like in the time have to figure out. This is a long time to actually just sit and before you can even basically play the game. So what Ascension did is that they made rapid rolling. This is a lot of information right now on the screen. It's an automated roller that you can just copy a build from the build finder, the architect it's called, and you can just copy in a build and you can just start rolling for that build. It's super smart, so let's dive into it. So how it works is that, let's say I want to play lever sweep. I go into the finder, I find the lever sweep build, just to bring an example here. So this is all the things I want for the lever sweep. And here you can see in the right, this is all my abilities. So I really don't need mint pet. Oh, it's locked, so I'm on that later. Don't want all of these for abilities, and let's say I don't want these talents. This is a brick build, don't worry, so it's just for testing. So now I have a lot of stuff that I don't want, abilities up here and some talents, and let's start roll. So what it does is that it just takes 5 scrolls and it just automatically roll them in 1 second. I didn't get anything, so just continue. Roll again. Didn't get anything. And whenever this stops and say, hey, you actually got something that you wanted, for some reason it actually stopped on a pretty good talent. I don't think this was in the build, probably not. And oh, maybe that one actually was. Normally it pops up with like a glowing effect in the background and says, hey, you actually got something that you wanted, and that's very nice. So that is basically how it works. It's actually, so there we go, the glowing like yellow glow, because this is a 3% increased damage. It's an upgrade for the build, and it's probably in here somewhere. It's hard to scroll and see, but probably was upgrade. So that saved me what probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes of rolling, and gonna save a lot of time. So you can also see up here, we can actually upgrade this. So right now I can only roll 5 scrolls, but later on I can actually upgrade it and roll up to 300. Right now I believe this is spec locked, so if I upgrade this, it will only be in my spec 3. It will not be in the other specs. This is kind of weird. Maybe increase the number, make this spec wide. I cannot see the reason for why not. So I think the reason they did this, I was a bit skeptic about this, is to help players not waste too many scrolls and do like a smaller sample size before like just throwing 100 scrolls in and saying, oh wow, I didn't get anything, and be sad or something. So I like it, but make it spec wide for the learning curve to how to use this. And with the reason why they did this, now let's get into the pros and cons. This is a very, very strong tool. It will save you a lot of time. That is the biggest pro for this. There's another one, but I'm getting into that later. But that is the biggest pros right now. If you can like really manage this tool, the cons right now are bigger than the pros somewhat. So the first one is that it doesn't sort the lock spells. Once you're getting like to the end of your build, like you have a lot of lock stuff, you really have to scroll and find all the lock stuff. Maybe I missed something somewhere that sort my stuff into locked. Just put the locked. If Ascension see this, just put the lock stuff down. I really just can't see a reason why not. The second one is that it right now, if you just copy a build from the architect like this, it probably doesn't help you find all the smaller upgrades like 3% crit, This one I can see it does 3% damage, 3% damage, and that is very nice. But most of the time when you pick up a build like this, it will only stop and save your scrolls for the best in slot talent. It will not say, hey, this is a 2% upgrade, hey, this is a 2% crit, do you want to keep this? It will not. It will just burn away your scrolls, and it can be very dangerous if you just are not careful. Maybe a new player just pick up a random stuff, and yeah, and this is not, maybe not up to, this is probably optimized, but if it's not, it can really waste you a lot of scrolls. This was just an example. This is probably a very good build. Just came up with a lava sweep. So how to avoid wasting your scrolls and to like save the smaller upgrade. So let's try to find an evoker build. So this is how you just start using the rapid roller. I just want to play evoker. It's a mage build with all the 3 damage types. Rapid roll this, so deselect the lava sweep and go in here, and here you can just select the evoker. You can pick some of the abilities, the optimal, core, and empowering spells. This to me is it's hard to figure out what the meaning with these words are, because it really dependent on the build creator. I think it could be more helpful to maybe say desire talents, desire spells, desire some custom category, because right now I have no idea what it will actually pick if I didn't make the build myself. If I made the build, this is amazing. If I didn't, I have no idea what this means. Just click desire all spells and it picks the whole build. So right now I can start rolling evoker and I can just start getting stuff, and this is fine. Vigor is not an upgrade. Let's see. Firepower, that's probably very good for evoker. It also lights up, so I got something for evoker. Very cool. And it also had 1 scroll left because it didn't spend all the 5 to get it, so just keep rolling and spend 5 more. Mental quickness, not an upgrade for evoker. So you get the idea. My issue with this and why you can waste a lot of scrolls is that I just spent 20 scrolls and it got me an upgrade, but the last 19 scrolls could possibly have upgraded my character and upgraded my build. So my problem is that it doesn't calculate in the basically the human way that you rolled before and said, hey, I just rolled away a useless talent, and hey, I just got 2% crit. I should probably save this 2% crit before I remove another useless talent. So what I did, I don't know if there's a better way to do this, is that I made something called baseline. My thought process with that is that when you start rolling a build, you combine this baseline template with any caster build, and it will just add all of the small talents that the build creator maybe missed, or that you like can start using benefit for your build. All of these 3% crit, maybe you need spell haste and hit, it will still be an upgrade. And it can be a lot because you have this whole list. If you're a new player, you will possibly have to remove some of this. This list is also not fine-tuned yet, because if I'm playing like a nature build, I probably don't want burnout, so we should remove it. So let's try at this baseline. So, and another thing, especially all of these random procs, Seething Flames, Malediction, Stormbringer, it's an upgrade compared to a useless talent, so it would be a shame to roll this away until I get something from the actual list, the BIS list. So let's rapid roll this, add this, and let's say we add all of the spells. So now we actually here have a combination of the evoker build plus the baseline of everything caster related that could be an upgrade to the build, so we don't just skip over random small upgrades. Let's start roll. We're probably not getting anything right now. Probably not. No, but you get the idea. So now we're rolling for basically all of the small upgrades as well, so we don't waste stuff. Arcane Intellect. I don't know if the Evoker guy put in Arcane Intellect, but it was in my caster build. We can actually go check. Let's see if we can find it. The Evoker. So this guy probably should have Arcane Intellect somewhere, hopefully. Not to that this is a bad build. From my understanding, he did not. And a lot of these builds, you really have to be careful with just starting to roll, because as you saw here, Arcane Intellect is a very strong buff. Same goes for the blessing from Paladin. He doesn't have it. So the last time I could actually have been skipping over so many talents and spells that would be an upgrade, just like Arcane Intellect. And these builds, when you find them, are just the very core of the build, but you have to, especially for new players, you have to be, it's hard to know if there's actually missing something, especially if you're just starting out with the rapid rolling. So so my suggestion is try to find a baseline thing to add. But let me just rapid roll something like this. So, but you also have to say, okay, so maybe I don't need cast speed for my caster build, so remove this. Heytrix added eye shards. I'm not a frost build, what a moron. Remove this. He probably also added power infusion, not using spell haste. Remove this. He just added the crit capstone for holy specialization. I already have a crit capstone to increase my spell crit. Just remove this, and so on. So if you're using the baseline, Moonkin Form, idiots, remove this. So you have to go through and say, like, remove all of the stuff they don't want. Here, I'm not going to use a demon, I'm using a dragon. So I don't need this from the baseline build. So remove all of that. Yeah, so I hope that makes sense. Else let me know in the comments. I hope it felt hard to explain, like, my thought process, but I hope it makes sense for some of you. The other thing that you can benefit from the builder that I stumbled upon, let's say again that I'm rolling for the lava sweep. There's a very strong shaman hybrid using some fire stuff, some lava sweep stuff. So the thing you can do now, that you can say, okay, I didn't use any skill cards. I really want to play a lava sweep build, but I also saw this wolf build. Let me say this. I really also want to roll this wolf build, and the thing I saw is that this build also used like Primordial Fury, Stormborn. It uses a lot of the same stuff for the like build, because lava sweep use shaman stuff. This Wolfpack build uses shaman stuff. Maybe you're trying to roll for both builds. So what you could actually do with the new auto roller, and this was a bit hard beforehand because you had to like in your mind saying, okay, I'm rolling for these two builds. But now you can actually just go in and say, this I have selected now is all for lava sweep, and I can just go and add Wolfpack. So now here I have the lava sweep and I have the Wolfpack. This is a bit advanced, use with caution, maybe for more advanced players. But now I can actually just, what was the feature? You can click here and unlearn all non-relevant spells again. And now I can actually just start rolling for, Frostburn Weapon, probably used for what? This is probably not used for the lava sweep build, but it's actually not a wasted roll because I can use this for the Wolfpack build, and so on, so on. So you can actually just start rolling for Blessing of Kings, both builds. Stampede, probably not useful, but I hope you get the idea. So any rogue build that overlaps with the, like maybe Poison Rogue, maybe some Shadow Dagger Rogue, actually would overlap. And yeah, that's my discovery so far. And I will try, when I have time, try to do it after this video. I will try to add the baseline. You can either search for Heytrix or you can search for baseline. I'll try to make a melee. I will try to make a healer. I will probably not make a tank version. If you want to use baseline tank, I hope someone else make it. I'm not a tank expert. You will probably really scuff your build if you're using a baseline tank that I made. So don't do that. And yeah, if you're using this for your build, use it with caution, because it is just a lot of random caster stuff, but it's just to make sure whenever you roll a build, or maybe you're just theory crafting, that you don't just waste your rolls, and it's a very easy way to just get some rolls in. Yeah, that's my thoughts. That was my pros and cons. This is a very, very strong tool. It's a very dangerous tool. So yeah, final words. Again, use with caution. That's it. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next one.